Hello, welcome to another video as I dive deep into the depths of my heart to release trinkets of wisdom and ideas that aim to come through me into the collective to seek fertile soil for those willing souls whose ambition is to evolve, grow, and realize the fullness of their potential. And in today's message, I'm going to touch upon the idea of experiencing life, people, and events in a state of emptiness, in a state of curiosity, in a state of expanded, limitless learning as a student, as an eternal student, to pierce into the multi-layered essence of everyday life and events. So, to begin this voyage, this expedition into unknown quarters, it is important to surrender our expectations and our inclinations, and to, even in this present moment, or maybe most importantly, in this present moment, to reveal ourselves through a surrendering and emptiness, in a spirit of learning and curiosity, by treading in the soil of humility and devotion to truth, to an openness to truth. So as we walk down this path, I will touch upon this idea that forever updates and renews my spirit, to encourage you to engage with the everyday, with the mundane, with the known, with a new perspective, with an open perspective, to look at things once again as a child. As we all enter the world, we are filled with curiosity and openness and playfulness, and we are learning. At some point during adolescence, we lose that humility and the openness, which is natural, which is normal, as we find our identities and through our egos in the world, and we form our own realities. Though it is important to not make those realities out of stone, and to remember to always keep a gap through curiosity, through openness of new information, for new ideas to emerge, for new wisdom. As the soul is never full of its interest in expansion, in learning, in developing. So if your reality, if your existence, your belief system is made out of stone, and you refuse to open yourself up in moments for inspiration, to new ideas, to new perspectives, and you wish to remain in the identity you created in adolescence, and you live out the remainder of your life in the bosom of adolescent creation, then there is no room for inspiration. The art of coming into stone and flowing back into water, coming back into stone, flowing back into water, that oscillation between integration and deintegration, to fulfill the cycle, like the seasons. Once you learn something new in the stone, do not forever hold on to that lesson. Through curiosity, you wish to come back down to the water to learn, to then reintegrate into the stone, and so on and so forth. And that is the role of the student, cultivated through the attitude of, cultivated through the essence of humility, to always be prepared to accept that you don't have all the answers. That's what you grip onto now with certainty, and I know this, and I know that, and this will happen, and that will happen, and I can do this, and I can do that, and I can't do that, and I can't do this. To be prepared to let go of those statements or beliefs, to be prepared to reduce those stone-like quality into a liquid form that moves fervently through you into new inspiration and ideas. And to realize new heights through this application, through this practice. To realize it's sacred, to realize it as a sacred practice, to realize that you are sacrificing the stone, which is the certainty that you possess, the belief system that you have, for the liquid, for the soil where new seeds and ideas are born, to then give birth, to give rise to a new state of consciousness, one that will aid you in expanding and learning and growing and healing. A sacred act as you sacrifice yourself throughout your life in a in a balanced way. You don't want to just be constantly sacrificing. There's a balance to be had, go at a pace that is both challenging and not too destabilizing to the point where you can't integrate what you are trying to learn. So, and that won't always be perfect, but to at least have the ideal and the top of your perspective, or at the top of your ideal, at the top of your principles, is to try and find that balance, to hold on to certainty and to ideas, what you can and can't do, of who you are and are not, and of what you see and what you can't see, and through your relationships with other people, and to constantly be assessing and viewing things with fresh eyes, like a child does. Though you don't want to be completely open or always sacrificing, but to hold on to the child, to use childlike eyes in moments throughout the entirety of your life. Thus, believing in magic, which is important, which is what the modern world has lost, because the modern world doesn't believe in magic. So, what are you going to do about that? Are you going to believe that the world isn't magical, that you don't possess magic in you, that you are not sacred, that God is dead, that everything is lack of limitation? Because you can believe in those things, and most people do. But if you're curious and a child does not accept anything for too long, because it is always finding new things, because it is open. It's open to receive. Its cup is empty, and so it can be filled. But like the stone or the full cup, it is predicated on certainties, unequivocal, undeniable certainties, like God is dead, like magic isn't real. Modern world declares these things as 100% truth. There is not a percentage on it. It is 100% truth. God is dead. Magic isn't real. And so the cup is full. They hold on to the stone, and they lose their magic, and they lose the water, the movement, the inspiration. But you don't have to live like that. You can live with renewed eyes, with a renewed vision, to achieve a renewed state. And in this state, you can show others what is possible and what exists beyond the declaration of magic isn't real, of God is dead. And in that example and in that expression, keep the flame alive, keep the spiritual flame alive of humanity. Just long enough for others to reignite their flame, and so on and so forth. Thus fulfilling the sacred act as an individual and for the collective. So I'll leave it there on that point and encourage you to find that balance and persevere on your own journey and come up with your own answers. Until next time, bye.